Okay, so both Matt and Amber are fucking delusional. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 9, Episode number 12. Bear with me. So the couples went on a retreat, but before they went on a retreat, we saw them individually as couples. Deanna and Greg go on a double date with Deanna's sister and her boyfriend. And Greg wants some insight on how to get Deanna to open up quicker, faster. He needs more information. Her walls need to come down. They are too high up. What did he say? They like double plastered, double barred with barbed wire. Jesus, help me. And her sister tells her, well, you don't want it to be easy so that everybody could get in, huh? No, sissy, we don't want it to be easy, but we definitely don't want it to be like extracting teeth without Novocaine, without being numb, just bearing with it. No, it is like painstakingly slow. It's one thing to take things slow. It's another to take things super slow, especially since, okay, you guys have been intimate, which is one of the bigger climaxes, but now you want to get to know him. You say you want to make this happen. I think Deanna needs to open up, and her sister is fucking delusional if she thinks she shouldn't. A little faster or something. I mean, if you guys disagree with me, let me know down below in the comments. And then her sister reiterates that her last relationships were high school and college, and are those really relationships? College, maybe like latter years of college, but high school, yeah, probably not. Too soon to be committed. I feel like college is too soon to be committed. College is for exploration and having a good time, okay? And we find out that both of those men are horrible at axe throwing, but the women, honey, they must be very athletic in their family. Keith and Iris. So they're having dinner, and we revisit the fork in the road conversation because Iris wants to make it known that she wants this marriage, that she is fully committed, and she's reminding him, remember the fork in the road? You want to take the light, airy, rainbow and sunshine side, not the dark, dreary, which is without Iris. But it depends on how you look at it, because honestly, the dark, unhappy, dreary could be with Iris, especially if it's not the relationship you want, especially if you don't think you can be with her for the long haul, especially if she is not compatible with you sexually, because I really feel like that's a big thing for him. He says continuously through this episode that they're compatible in every other way. They have a lot of things in common. The one thing they don't have in common is sexual prowess. So I think that's really the one thing that's kind of bothering him, and the emotional immaturity. So I don't know. She said in her confessional, I'm giving 100% of myself. And I'm all like, well, are you? Are you really letting go and giving 100% of yourself? And I'm not saying open up your legs, honey, and let him in, even though, you know, let him sniff it or something. I'm saying you're not even emotionally intimate, where it could be physical, where the sparks together, the chemistry together is flowing, where it's like, I can't keep my hands off of you. You guys look awkward together, like you're best friends or something. So Amber, honey, goes and talks with her best friend. We have been waiting for her to have these conversations with him. And he asked her a question, or she made mention of him being out every night, hanging out with his friends. And the look that he had, the uneasy, uncomfortable laugh that he had, he's a man first. That might be his best friend, but he's a man first. So he knows exactly what that means. He understands that, well, he doesn't want to really be there with you. He's not that into you if he's constantly every night going out with his friends. Listen, she went on further to just say, you know, I really deserve someone who wants to be with me and wants to know my worth. And baby, when she opened up that can of worms, her best friend was like, yes, you do. He not only told her that she deserves to be with someone who deserves her, who understands her, who knows she's worthy, who will love her. He also went on to explain to her that she is more than enough and that Matt needs to see it, and it shouldn't be like pulling teeth. This is me again with my own interpretation, but he's pretty much telling her, you deserve more than what you're dealing with, what you're putting up with, what you're allowing. And if he can't see how great you are, then it's his bad. Like, it's almost like he's in love with her himself. Like, I wonder if they ever dated and it just didn't work out. I don't think so, but he looks at her like he really cares for her and more than a best friend. That relationship might flourish, okay? Do y'all agree with me? In his confessional, I guess the producers asked him what he thought about Amber in the Matt situation. He said that it's disconcerting to see her consider still being with Matt after everything that he is putting her through. I'm with her. I'm with him. But I mean, that's your best friend. So you know her better than we do. So you see her insecurities more than we do. And you said to her she's more than enough. She's such a sweet girl and really needs to run fast. Honey, Liz and Jamie, okay, listen. They ain't seen each other in 4 days. He ain't been home in 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 days. I know you fucking lying. I know it ain't no fight that big in the world that should make you want to stay away from me for 4 days. And I know it's a new relationship. I know that y'all just got together, but this is a test. This is to see if you're meant to be together. And if you're going away and running away, the cat is in the bag. 4 days? My nigga, what are we doing? When Liz asked him, you know, how have you been? He said it's nice to be around no complaining and no bad energy for a few days. I was flabbergasted. Like, I probably would have said, well, yo, you bring it with you, my dude. Like, bruh, it's you with the bad energy, bruh. You the one that be complaining about me all the time, bruh. Kiss my fat black ass. Like, that would have been me, and I'm out of here. We can call it quits. You go back over there. We'll just wait for the 7, 10, 12 days to come for us to go ahead and say whether or not, make our decision whether or not we're going to be together. Because my answer is a flat out altogether no. He said that it was nice not to be talked down to for a while. And honestly, I think he does a lot more talking down than she does. Like, she isn't remorseful, but she doesn't necessarily talk down to him the way he does her. I don't know. You know, like, I'm looking at these people like, y'all crazy as shit. Honey, and when he says that he, you know, it's nice not to be talked down to and look bad at or whatever, honey, I was like, well, he's hypocritical because that's him. That's more him than her. She's just isn't remorseful. And you know what she said? I'm sorry you feel that way. Listen, she wasn't sorry. She was sorry he felt the way he did. You know what that means? That means I don't apologize for anything I felt, but I'm sorry it made you feel that way. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Honey, and as he continued to go on, she went ahead and gave him a definite sign by slurping that damn shake till it was all gone. I figured 2 things. 1 was a message being across, and 2 was her stifling the words that were about to come out of her mouth. Like, you could see it in her eyes that she wanted to say some fucked up shit, but she decided to, I'm gonna just slurp this and let this be my message, because he can get it. And then he's all like, the silent treatment is not the way a relationship should be. Listen, sometimes silence is golden. Sometimes you better thank God she's going invisible. That's what I call it. Being quiet, not saying a word, because it could be worse. Especially if you already say she talked down to you, baby, she was gonna cut you apart. So he also says that she doesn't have any humility. Now, I don't know, that might be a little bit of truth. She may not have any humility. But listen, I was really glad that he said, you know, I've done a lot of thinking and soul searching, and I want to take sex off the table. Well, my dude, she took sex off the table already. Like, she has been saying, I don't want to have sex. I want us to get to know each other without that clouding our judgment. And honestly, let's just be honest. The reason sex is off the table is because maybe she don't like it with you. You ever think about that? You ever think that you're not satisfying her? You ever think that you're not pleasing her? Because a woman that is pleased will definitely want to continue to have sex. And then when you see the next episode, the little snippets, and he says some shit like, you say that you're like a sex goddess or whatever, but you're really not, I would be offended too. I can't wait to see how that turns out. Maybe she just don't want to screw you. Maybe you just ain't the one. But listen. She's happy. We happy. He said that sex had been causing a lot of tension, causing a lot of contention in their home. And so maybe without it, there'll be less tension, less toxicity, and more loving and communication and understanding each other, because that was the thing that was hindering her, I'm sure. Remember, all you want to do is have sex. That Caucasian sex, boom, bam, and that's it, it's over. That sounds very real vanilla, plain vanilla. There's no sprinkles, there's no syrup, there's nothing. It's a plain vanilla ice cream, and don't nobody want no plain. Well, I guess some people do. Some people like plain sex. Okay, let's talk about the couples retreats. And everybody will be mixed in together since it was a group exercise a lot of the time. They go to, what is it? Black Mountain, North Carolina. The first people to arrive are Deanna and Greg. You know, they seem like they would be on time, before time, early, all the time. Then the next people to arrive are Jamie and Leah. She is super excited. When I say super excited, uber excited, you know, if she's spiritual and one with the earth, you know, and has all this energy that she says she has, she would be. Because, you know, mountains, you're closer to God, your air is fresh, you can think clear. And in her excitement, he says, rein it in. Pretty much calm the fuck down. Like, he talks down to her. That shit that he said, like, this is another example of him talking down to her. She said, excuse me? And I get that he was trying to be a little better. Rein it in. Rein it in? What? Rein what in, my nigga? Like, I'm excited. Like, be excited that I'm excited that I want to be here with your dumb ass. Like, I know she's over the top, but he needs to learn how to speak to her to get her to do the things that he wants her to do. And currently, his communication style is not conducive to hers. They are speaking two different languages, child. So Jamie and Liz decide, you know what, after the last fiasco at the NASCAR racing event, let's do a peace offering and let's cook dinner for everybody. And while they're prepping, Deanna asks, no, it was Greg that asked Liz, ask them both, tell us one thing that you find unique about your spouse. Not unique, but one cool thing that you found out about your spouse. And baby, they were saved by the black bear, because the black bear came walking up the driveway and it was gorgeous. And of course they were freaked out. I mean, Deanna was, Greg was a little, you know, taken aback, but that old good old white gung-ho spirit, that old Liz and Jamie were ready to go outside and check out the bear. The fuck? Liz and Deanna have a conversation in the kitchen while Greg and Jamie go outside. And Deanna expresses that she really likes Greg. It's no more one really, and that she's really getting comfortable and she's expressing herself. And on the other hand, Liz is like, yeah, no, it's been real toxic. It's been really hard. It's been really taxing. I haven't had the same luck. At that same time, the fellas are outside having the conversation at the grill, and Jamie confesses that he is a little bit jealous of Deanna and Greg's relationship because they seem to mesh very well, that they have done the things the right way by taking it slow and then having sex. Now listen, they had sex like 2 or 3 weeks in. I don't want him to, or maybe okay, 4 weeks in. I don't want him to think that they waited forever, but they did go slowly. But there is also cons for that too, as we have found in their relationship. Anyway, Jamie continues to say just that he admires them and the way things are going, that things look like, you know, they're going well for him. And Greg gives him some really good, I mean sound, manly advice that I want Jamie to hold on to. Because if you pay attention, Jamie so much so wants Liz to always take accountability. But is he taking accountability for the role that he's playing? Absolutely not. And Greg said to him, hey, yo, listen. Sometimes you have to look at yourself and fix what's wrong about you, what's contributing to the situation about you. See if what about you that you can change to affect the situation. What do you do to make it better? And I really was like, come on, Greg, with the good advice. Come on, Greg, with the patience. He probably would have done well with a firecracker. I'm going to be honest. He probably would have done fine. But Deanna seems to be working out well. Iris and Keith, Matt and Amber arrived in tandem. Well, everybody's finally at the table because enough dinner was made for everyone. And Matt they start talking about the bear, and Matt is like, I would have went outside if I had a machine gun, so that if it charged me, I would have killed it. And everybody is silent and horrified, like, I can't believe he's saying that, which makes you think something's not right. Like, I believe the bear is on the endangered species list. So, yeah, I mean, visibly uncomfortable. You could see it in their face. I was, and I wasn't there. I probably would have said, why would you say such a thing? Amber just sitting there looking like all mousy and shit. I'm all like, Amber, come on. Put your back into it. Stop being afraid that you are going to hurt his feelings. Like, that's what I think. I think that she feels like if she expresses how she really feels, that he's going to leave. Well, girl, he gonna leave anyway. He gonna say no anyway. I don't know. After listening to his bullshit. No, I do. He's still gonna say no. Anyway, let's keep going. Everybody goes to bed, and Keith and Iris runs into the spider. Nope, we don't need that. Everybody goes to bed. You hear Iris scream because they see the big ass spider. Okay, that spider was huge. I forgot to mention it earlier, but Deanna, Liz, Greg, and Jamie saw it earlier. And then the spider becomes part of the breakfast conversation. And they're like, why wouldn't you say anything? Why wouldn't you tell us? Well, shit, we was going to bed. I forgot. It ain't really no big deal. Did you kill it or not? Where things start getting a little interesting, because Liz, you know, you are on a vacation, a couple's retreat. Relax a little, live a little, have a shot. Oh, you mean Keith's Patron? I'm not having none of that. Keith's Tequila, that's what they didn't say the name of the brand, but you knew it was Patron by the bottle. I'm not gonna drink any of that. And so Keith says, maybe you need a little push, a little peer pressure. I can't be persuaded by peer pressure. I'm my own person. I do what I want. Because she was pretty much saying that she hadn't eaten, her body mass, she needs to eat because she's so thin, blah, 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 blah. But baby, let me tell you something. Iris is too over the top. I am with Liz on that. However, when Liz was in the confessional and she was talking about the two of them, she was saying they seem like they're good, but their body language is different. Their energy together doesn't seem, like they're gelling. I'm all like, Liz, listen, worry about your relationship. Stop talking about theirs. You can read their energy, but you can't read Jamie's energy, because he be giving off some really non-verbal cues. Some serious, the energy in the room changes for us on the other side of the TV. You can read what's going on with them, but you can't read what's going on in your own relationship. Girl, if you don't have several seats. And she was actually looking at everybody and reading their energy, their auras the entire time. If you paid attention to how she was looking, especially at the fellas when they were talking. And I was thinking to myself, girl, if you don't knock it the fuck off. So Iris asks Matt and Amber how things are going. And Matt pretty much, hit the nail on the head. Like, I was sometimes I look at him and I say, okay, he's making sense. But why are you not exhibiting this? He expressed that he was having a hard time finding the right way to express himself. How to get what he's saying across. Opening up a bit more because he was used to being single. Now listen, the non-communicators, the non-verbal communicators, the Deannas and the Keiths were in agreement, saying that, it's hard opening up. The Irises and the Gregs, they can't relate because they want to know, they're volunteering information. And then you have the Jamie and the Liz, who was just looking because they can't relate, because they can't fucking communicate at all, verbally or non-verbally. They don't have nothing good going for them right now. At least that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, she don't like having sex. He don't like the way she communicates. Nothing seems good to me. So the experts gave them some homework and said, ask them, what have you learned about marriage? during this process, and what have you learned about yourself? Now, across the board, everybody is saying marriage is hard work. Across the board, hands down, nobody disagrees with that. I guess they came in thinking that after the white dress it was going to be easy. That's how come they call me the wife coach, because baby, I'm here to tell you that there's more beyond that white dress. Okay, there's more behind the ceremony, and you really need to be prepared for it. And it ain't in a fairy tale, and things ain't always pushing up roses, okay? And maybe pushing up daisies, some dead things. Like, okay, y'all. Anyway, Jamie starts off the conversation and pretty much says that they have had a rough start, a rough time, some ups and downs, probably more downs than ups, and that it is hard work. And that what he's learned is that he needs to exhibit and practice more patience. He is impatient. That was a great opening. Like, he was truthful, because he does not have any patience for her and her shenanigans. None of it raining in. No excitement, no nothing. He just wanted a clone of himself. Deanna also learned, she said she learned about marriage, that it's also okay to ask for other people's opinions and see how other people have done things. But know that you're asking their advice, and you don't necessarily have to take in what they're saying. You do not have to do what they say. You just can ask the advice, hear it. If it sounds good, use it. If it doesn't, throw it away. I mean, that's what everything. I mean, I hope so. I hope you ain't asking nobody for some advice and try and do exactly what they're doing. If it makes sense, then you find a way to use it for yourself, right? At least that's, I don't know, maybe because I've been married, and maybe because I've had several failed relationships, that I understand that. Like, I don't know. Then she goes on to say she does not know how to communicate her feelings, how to express that across. Like, it's been so long for her, it makes sense. Then all of a sudden, Liz and fucking Iris light up, and they say, this is what I've been trying to say to you. So evidently, Jamie is the non-communicator in their relationship, and they both light up and was like, oh, that makes sense, that makes sense. And Iris goes on to elaborate, and she goes on to say, but if you don't tell me, then I connect two dots that maybe don't go together and start over analyzing and thinking shit and coming up with my own story. And when she said that, I was like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, because that's the truth. I mean, I know I've done it. Anybody else? I mean, you only give me bits and pieces, and if you don't share, if I'm asking questions and you don't open up, then you leave it for my interpretation. And honestly, that ain't what you want to do for me, because I am an overthinker. I am over analytical. If I didn't tell y'all, yesterday was my birthday. I'm a Virgo, and Virgos are known to be, when I say known to be over analytical, hard and critical on themselves and everybody else. Like, listen, don't leave stuff for interpretation for people. Tell them what you mean what you say, and say what you mean. I know that's what we say, but that is really a thing. And while she is saying that she's interpreting other people's feelings, Keith says, you know what, this is the fastest that I've opened up in any relationship ever. Everybody's in agreement, and all of a sudden Matt comes in, dun 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 dun, and he said, why can't you just let things be? Meaning, why can't you just leave it at what I told you? Why do you have to interpretate? Why do you need to have understanding? Why do you have to connect the dots? Fuck you mean, Matt? I need to understand. So if you're only giving me partial information, I'm gonna come up with some shit to fill in the blanks. You got to tell me what I'm looking for. What do you mean just leave it as is? The fuck? Here's where we see Matt be the realest that we've seen him all season long. He says, it's too much. It's a lot. Trying to adjust from being single and accountable for yourself to considering someone else's emotions and someone else's whereabouts. Being responsible for someone else's life, emotions, whereabouts, thinking, have to consider someone else. Listen, marriage is not selfish. It is someone else you have to consider. He said, I tried really hard, but, and then they took us to commercial. So during the commercial, I said, but I don't want to do it. I want to be single. I want to go on about my life. I don't want to be in this. Marriage ain't for me. Or Amber ain't the one for me. That's what I said. That was me during the commercial, okay? But when we come back, he came with some bullshit. He says he's been putting in the work, putting in the effort, and he's in it. he's in this commitment. Shit, during the confessional, Amber was calling bullshit left and right. Like, I want to believe him. He's saying the things that I want him to say, but his actions do not line up. And she goes on to say he's just doing it for the cameras because we're around people. He thinks this is what he's supposed to say. Like, you can really see that she is very dejected, very disheartened, very like calling bullshit on him, very like really listening intently, but is also very skeptical. So I'm giving her some credit right here. I ain't gave her no credit most of the season. I'm giving her some credit. I'm giving her saying, you know what, I'm glad that she's taking a moment and saying, hold on, this sound like bullshit. I'm gonna call bullshit on your shit, Matt. Amber and Iris go on a hike and they talk about the homework circle. She as in Amber, vocalized that she seems to put herself second and put Matt first in the relationship, where she feels like Matt is more selfish and he's considering himself. Now listen, I'm going to always put me first. And when I say that, I don't mean like I'm going to be selfish, but I'm going to consider my well-being and I'm going to be happy. And is this working out? I'm not going to put anybody else's needs before my own except for my children. Them is the only people. I loved my husband, but listen, I did not put his needs before my own. Now, our needs should have been aligned is my thing. We should have the same, well, or at least not same, yeah, I guess we should at least be on the same path where there's understanding, where both of our needs can be met at the same time. There it is. Y'all got me now. So for her putting herself on the back burner and sacrificing herself, I think that that's the reason that her relationships has failed. And I still want her to go get some therapy after this is over, because I don't think that they made it. I don't know. But if they did, I don't think so, because y'all keep telling me that y'all seen him on apps and sites and all kind of shit. So, yeah. Then you have Miss Iris, Goody Two Shoes, interjecting with, see, that's the reason why I'm still a virgin, because I wanted to make sure that there was an understanding that they wanted to get to know me first, because Amber had told her they had taken sex off the table and that it had been working for them thus far. And she just was like, see, that's why if you don't want to go get to know Iris, then you can't. Girl, stop with the virginity shit. You're a virgin. You're going to be a virgin and you're going to be married. You're going to try not to give him none while you're married. You're going to be talking about it hurt after the first time because you didn't waited so long. And you, honey, she just seemed like it's going to be too much. Amber expressed how Matt is not meeting the curfew that they had agreed upon together. But that he is texting and communicating more. And they both tend to rationalize the shit for him. Like, they are enablers. Both of them are fucking enablers. Talking about maybe it's because of his past relationships and part of his upbringing. I'm not giving you no pass. I mean, this is something that we agreed upon together. So, for him to continue not meeting curfew that he set, and it really is not a curfew because he's an adult, but I mean, it's a respect thing. And him not following the boundaries that you guys set speaks volume. Girl, listen, I'm not finna make no excuses for no man that don't want to be with me. All his actions, everything he's doing is saying that this isn't what he wants. No matter how much he keeps saying that they've made strides and, you know, we in this great space and I really put some effort in. Matt, you ain't really putting no effort in because you ain't even following the shit you set for yourself. Okay, so the experts also wanted them to go individually on, you know, a couple's outing, and who we got to see was Deanna and Greg, who go foraging. They eat witch's butter, ants, beetles, and grub. Deanna is all in, gung-ho. Greg, of course, is a little reserved, but because he knows that it would make her happy, he tries it. Then you see Jamie and Liz. They go to a salt cave, which I would absolutely love to do. But the only thing that kind of, or one of the things that kind of stuck out to me was the fact in her confessional, she said, he needs a little tweaking, but I can fix him. I don't know how many of you have ever fixed a man. Have you ever fixed a man? A man cannot be fixed. He cannot change unless he wants to, just like you. Can't nobody fix you. They can't make you do nothing. They can't tweak you unless that's something that you want to do for yourself or to make them happy. It ain't no I tweak and fix. You sound delirious. You sound stupid and like you gonna set yourself up for some additional heartbreak. So it is tea time with Beth, and the ladies get together so that they can have a little discussion. And Iris seems to be the leader in speaking and asks pretty much, what's your decision? What do you think you're going to do on decision day? Are you going to go or are you going to stay? Liz straight out comes out and says, you know, Jamie has really good qualities, but there have been many lines that have been crossed. And y'all, I can't agree with her more. Several lines have been crossed between the two of them going both ways. Which one of y'all said that they would be the couple that shouldn't stay together but would stay together anyway, only later to break up? Which one of y'all was that? Who said that? He also goes on to say that I love him and it's all when it's rainbows and butterflies, and then the next thing you know, all hell is breaking loose. I mean, it is a very passionate relationship. Okay, passion can be positive and negative. It is a very passionate relationship. If they could focus that passion, channel that passion to something more healthy, then I think they could make it. But right now, neither of them are willing to do that. Both of them have chips on their shoulders, blocks on their shoulders, and are like, I dare you to knock it off. I dare you to knock it off. No one wants to fold or compromise. Well, maybe Jamie is deciding that he's the one by taking sex off the table. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. Amber says she understands it, but also understands that this isn't a normal relationship. She says if this was a normal relationship and you guys walked away, like even with Matt when he left for a day or whatever and he came back, it would be okay because it would be something that you would go through. This relationship is sped up. And it was very truthful that they have to treat this relationship differently, because it's not like we in the real world and you get to say, okay, I don't want to, and then come back and have a conversation. They are in an experiment like rats. Let's try it out. Iris says that they have experienced some hard times, and baby, I was like, well, what hard times is she talking about? Because I don't remember them being in no hard times. Except for whenever her virginity came across or came up. What hard times, y'all? Give me some examples down below in the comments of the hard times that Iris is speaking of. Maybe when she had to step outside her comfort zone and be a little more sexual. Y'all help me understand it, because they really haven't had many hard times. Deanna talks about, you know, that the relationship has been going at her pace, that he has been respecting it and moving things at her pace for her. And, you know, right now that they're in a good place, but she is fearful that she's going too slow for him and that he might say no on decision day. And Deanna, if you're really scared, then, you know, step out your comfort zone and be more open. Speed shit up a little bit. I am going to say this. The way the two of them were touchy-feely, just little touches and holding hands and embracing and like little finger touches and stuff, says to me that they are making growth. They are making progress. So, I mean, I am still pulling for Deanna and Greg. And I'm just saying she is trying, I guess. I mean, we're going to have to stop being hard on Deanna, because they're going to make it. Next week is D-Day, right? So they're going to make it. And Amber just straight out is like, I'm not sure what I feel. That Matt still has a single mindset. And that he has great potential. And I wrote down, you can't operate in potential. Potential don't mean I'm going to actually put the effort in. I might have the potential to do something, but I don't do it. I have the potential to being a great writer and having this best-selling novel. But if I don't put my words on paper, then it's no good. So my potential ain't getting the bills paid. My potential is not getting that book written. His potential is not making him a great husband. He has to want to do it. He has to actually put the effort in behind the potential. I don't know if you guys agree with me. And if you do or you don't, let me know down below in the comments. So the fellas are talking about D-Day also. Jamie talks about their ups and downs and that he's going to focus on the positive. I didn't know that they really were texting, and I guess why wouldn't I think that? But they had been communicating and he had told them he didn't think that they were going to make it. Matt interjects and says, so are you 100% sure that she's the one for you, that you could be with her for the rest of your life? And when he said that, that is the thing that I think bothers Matt most. He doesn't see himself with Amber forever. He's seen her with fun. You know, this whole little quick experiment isn't really enough time for him to get to know her. And I really was like, oh yeah, that's what's on the back of his mind. I don't know if I'm 100% committed to this. Jamie says, you know what? 100% is a lot. And they laugh, but I value her and I respect her as a person. And pretty much I'm willing to put up with this bullshit to see if we really could make it. Because after this, I don't want to have to go back to the single dating scene. Like after coming home to her, yes, she got her flaws, but I don't want to have to get back out there in them young streets. He's like, we both want to be together. We just don't know how. No, you guys don't know how to be together. And I feel like if you guys stay together, if you say yes, both of you say yes, that the first thing you guys need to do is go find a marriage counselor and then seek individual counseling so that you guys really can delve into what your own issues are and then what your issues are together so that you can be have a better relationship. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think it's a consensus that they all feel like, because I don't know why I wrote this, but I wrote 8 weeks isn't enough time to get to know someone. And if I remember correctly, they were all in consensus with that. And Greg says, whatever he decides, whatever his answer is, whether it's yes or whether it's no, he has to be content in his decision. That he is going to have to be selfish and consider himself when he makes this decision. And so y'all, I just want you to know that that man is very, very profound, has a lot of wisdom behind him. I mean, you about to make a decision that could ultimately affect the rest of your life. Hell yeah, you need to be selfish. You have got to be in a relationship because you want to be in the relationship. You have to think of your happiness. I know that we should be considering other people, but if it's toxic and you are unhappy, then let them go, because 9 times out of 10, they are unhappy too. You got to be selfish every now and again and consider self. I don't give a damn what nobody says. Both people should consider it, because guess what? If I'm unhappy, don't you think they unhappy too? Why would I be unhappy and they be happy? They frolicking around and I'm over here fucked up. There's something going on, and I know that if I'm being fucked up, my fucked up energy is affecting the household. So I know you ain't happy. Anyway, so now Keith starts talking and he says, you know what, I'm not sure if it's enough time for me to decide to make this kind of decision. I mean, me and Iris, we got a lot in common, but I don't know if she wants to stay married and just make the marriage work for married's sake and that we're going to get through it and work on it, or if she wants to be married to me specifically. And he wants her to be married to him, not just be married. See, when he said that, it made me think about it. Maybe that's why Iris is in it. Maybe Iris is tired of having to go through guys and realizing that they don't want to get married without having sex with her first. They don't want to buy the cow without trying to milk, right? And this was her way to do it. I can get married, and when I go ahead and give up the cow, he getting the cow and the milk, but he's already paid for it. That makes sense to y'all? So it kind of made me think about it, like maybe that's how he's feeling, and maybe that's why. I'm married for Mary's sake, and I'm going to grow to love you after the fact. But she does find him adorable, and they do have a lot of things in common. Matt says that he's invested a lot in this relationship. That's all I wrote down that he said. Matt, where? Where the fuck have you invested anything? Where? Huh? Somebody tell me where. Part of that investment is sacrificing. You ain't made no sacrifices. You still go out all night. Honey, we see the snippet next week. Poor Amber in full-on tears. So when y'all tell me where he is invested, what he's invested, how he's vested in this relationship. Let me know, because I can't figure it out. I don't know when. Just walking down the aisle saying I do, signing the contract. Is that weird? No. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. But he did say something that was profound, and it was, I have been considering her happiness. But I have not thought about if this is something I want, and am I truly happy? And I need to figure that out. And I feel like each one of these individuals need to figure out if they are happy and this is something that they can continue to do. I honest to God really do. Talking about he keeping her happiness in mind. I'm just asking for myself. Where? Because she ain't happy. Only time she happy is when they kissing. And that next scene is awkward as fuck with them kissing. When Liz, Jamie, Matt, and Amber in the hot tub and they're playing Truth or Dare. You know, Amber dares Liz lick his nipple like you doing it sexually and enjoying it. That looks awkward and weird. But not as much as Amber's dare, which was to kiss her husband for 8 seconds. She is too aggressive. She wants it so much more than he does. It was uncomfortable for me. It was uncomfortable for me to watch. It was almost like he was just standing there and she was devouring him. Y'all, I don't know. Then it was time to go to bed, because guess what? That was the end of the episode, okay? And each of the couples had some insightful moments, kind of. Iris said to Keith that he realized that Deanna and her have a lot of non-verbal communication skills, and every time she talked, she realized that she was describing herself in you. And it was very insightful to her, and she could understand more. And I'm just looking at Keith like, I really want you to speak your concerns more. And listening to them as a group, every time I've said that, it's been true. He has not been very communicable. He has not been sharing how he felt, his thoughts or his ideas with her. None of them. So she doesn't know. She's in the dark. She's making up shit herself. Liz and Jamie talking about, I'm remembering how cool you are. And kiss goodnight. But Liz is looking like she ready to jump his bones. Keep kissing him. Hold on, ho, you said you want sex off the table. Y'all only have the 2 weeks left. So take the sex off the table. Matt and Amber, nothing. No communication. You ready to go to sleep? She actually is laying there like pretending like she's asleep with her eyes closed, but they not. Like really wanting him to jump her, I guess. I don't know what's happening with her. Like, which one of y'all said she was dickmatized? Because that's really all she could be. He's not offering or giving her anything else. And then there was Deanna and Greg, and I feel like she is showing more interest in him. She was actually open and having a conversation with him how you would with your spouse, like a real life spouse, and talking about what she learned from the day's events. So I want to know, what do you think is going to happen on D-Day? Do they break D-Day into 2 parts? This is my first one, so you guys let me know. I'm not sure how it works. Do we see them going through making the decision and making the decision in all one episode, or do they split it up? Let me know that down below in the comments. At this point, I really think Deanna and Greg are going to stay together. I think that we are going to see Liz and Jamie may stay together, right? Matt and Amber gonna go their separate ways. At least I hope she's smart enough, especially after she finds out what she finds out at the bar. Like, and then you have Keith and Iris. I don't know. Iris is probably gonna say yes. Keith is gonna say no. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you thought about this episode down below in the comments. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Married at First Sight Season 9, Episode 12. Bear with me. If it's your first time visiting my channel, go ahead, click the subscribe button and become a ray of sunshine. That notification bell is there for you so you can be alerted when I upload a new video. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next video.